The pre-screening has begun and we're just hours away from the official release of the sequel of Aditya Dhar's Dhurandar. But the film has already kicked up a political controversy. The India bloc has accused filmmakers of spreading communal tension and vitiating the atmosphere across the country. In fact, opposition has linked this to the festival of Eid and says such films are only being encouraged by the BJP government. Now remember, the film releases tomorrow, so most of the Indian audience has only seen the trailer at best. And yet, the opposition has already decided to theme the film and has branded it as a threat to communal harmony. Sample these reactions.
ईद के दिन अगर इस तरह का कोई फिल्म रिलीज होती है जिससे जो सामाजिक तनाव बढ़ाने का काम करती है, तो ऐसी फिल्मों को ऐसे कोई भी प्रयास को रोका जाना चाहिए.
All such movies which are spreading communal tension and communal situation in the country should be banned.
मुझे लगता है कि अथॉरिटीज़ को इसमें नोटिस लेना चाहिए. कोई भी फिल्म इस तरह की जो ये नफरत फैलाती हैं उनको रिलीज़ नहीं करना चाहिए.
जब से भारतीय जनता पार्टी सरकार में आई है, ये एक प्रोपेगेंडा मूवी विभाग चला रही है जो पूरी तरीके से ऐसी पिक्चरें, ऐसी मूवियां, ऐसी डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज बना रही है जो कहीं ना कहीं देश में नफरत फैलाने का काम करे.
With Dhurandar becoming an international talking point, joining us at the moment is a very popular face from the film Dhurandar, Mr. Rakesh Bedi. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Bedi. Now, with Dhurandar becoming an international sensation ever since its release in December, we have two heads of state now discussing it. Now, last month we even saw the French president put the title track on his social media displaying images of his India visit, and now the Finnish president recalling the Dhurandar buzz to Canadian Prime Minister during his morning run. Did you ever think the movie would get so big?
No, I never thought that, but I knew one thing, that Aditya Dhar is making something very special. Because while we were shooting, after every schedule, he used to say that we are making something extraordinary, and it's not a very normal kind of a cinema what we are getting into. He always said that, and I think maybe he knew what he was doing, it was in his head. Plus, he was seeing all the rushes all the time, and he knew that something great is coming up up his way, up India's way, I must say that now, you know.
Right. Right, and we're also talking on the eve of Dhurandar-2's worldwide release. What are your expectations from the sequel?
Well, I have a feeling that if Dhurandar 1 was extraordinary, this is going to be extraordinary. That's what I have a feeling. Nothing can be said about any film as such. You know, only the audience can tell that what kind of rating they want to give. But seeing the frenzy and the bookings and worldwide, I have not seen this kind of. I'm working for the past 47, 48 years in this industry. I've done hundreds of films, and I've seen so many releases of my own films also and other films also, but I have not seen this frenzy, at least in the last 25, 30 years. Maybe at the time of Sholay it was there, but that time the social media was not active at all. We didn't have any internet, we didn't have any phones. But now in the last 25, 30 years, I've not seen anything like this. It is absolutely unimaginable, this kind of like I was traveling in the last 3-4 days, and at whatever airport I was, people were showing me their tickets of advanced booking of Dhurandar. You know, they all had it in their phones.
Right, but you know, without giving any spoilers out, I certainly don't want to spoil the film for any of the viewers, but what would you tell the audience to expect? Because very, very high expectations have certainly been set by the first part.
I think what they can expect is a complete, you can say a feast. You know, it's not a normal film. It's a kind of a very mouthful feast, and a feast of your soul, feast for your all your senses. Because if it was only violence, the film wouldn't have run so much. The film has so many many layers in it, which has one layer of maybe patriotism, one layer of nationalism, one layer of cinema, of course, music, of course, and of course, the layer which touches the chord, the emotional chord, the most important layer that is very prominent in the film. In the second one also, the second one is more prominent.
What was it like working on the film? Of course, you've just told us you realized that it was something very special. But while shooting for the film, what was it like working on the film, and particularly with Aditya Dhar?
It was amazing, extraordinary. The script was very, I must say, captivating. The entire crew, all the actors that you see in the film, small, big, all actors, big roles, small roles, medium roles, all HODs, all heads of, maybe camera, sets, costumes, everybody. Maybe there 150 people heard the script together. For the first time I saw this with some audio visual kind of you can say, explanations about the film. And it was a 3 hours narration, and everybody was glued to it. Everybody clapped after it, and we had a wonderful experience. I've not seen this kind of a, you can say, tilt or happiness or of entire unit. I'm not saying one person. The entire unit worked like such a big team. They worked in very adverse circumstances, also adverse situation, also weather-wise, otherwise also terrain-wise, time-wise. But they all stood by him, and because he's a good leader, and he knows how to carry his people along with him. And the script is very powerful.
Right. Rakesh Bedi, you are of course a legend in your own right, but you are also sharing screen space with some of the biggest names in Bollywood today, whether it's Ranveer, whether we're talking about Akshay Khanna, Sanjay Dutt, Arjun Rampal. What was it like working with such a huge star-studded cast?
See, that kind of a charisma maybe for the audience, but when actors come together and they work together, then they are all at par, at one page, at one platform, at one level. If the stardom also comes into the performance, then it doesn't work that way. You have everybody is equal when you are performing. Everybody, you can say charisma or outside stardom, you cannot get it onto the set. It has to be left outside, and then only you can work properly. Otherwise, you're working on a scene, and if one actor throws his tantrum, throws his stardom, how is it going to work? It doesn't work like that. As you must have seen in the first Dhurandar, and the 90% of the film, Ranveer Singh is standing at the fourth, as a fourth, you can say, assistant or a buddy of the goon. And he's like in the fourth lane. So he didn't. If he was showing his stardom, then he won't be standing there. I am the hero. But it doesn't work like that. You have to be in the character, and you have to deliver being in the character. Then your stardom, whatever you are going to, it's there. It's outside the realm of the screen.
But your depiction of the Pakistani politician Jamali is one of the most noted performances of Dhurandhar-1. Take us through how you prepared for the role of this sort of scheming politician.
Frankly speaking, I studied a lot of politicians, not one, as one of them is, like trying to take the credit that I'm impersonating him, but it's not like that. I studied quite a few of them. Then I made my own notes, and then of course my own inputs, my own, whatever my experience into it, and I just portrayed it.
Because we've seen in previously, for instance, in Uri, you've taken the role of a more serious official. But, typically through your career, you're more renowned for taking on comic roles. What convinced you to take this sort of a role on for Dhurandar?
It's the other way around. What convinced Aditya Dhar to take me for this role? That's the way we should put it, Because, see, what happens is that he has been seeing my career. He has seen me doing my work. And I think I can proudly say that I am one of the very few actors in Indian cinema, especially in Bombay, who have been concurrently extremely active in films, TV and theatre all the time. All my 47 years, There has not been a single month where I have not stepped on stage. So this also makes a difference. This gives a confidence to the director. You know, if I give him, he has worked so much. Cinema is one thing, but I've done thousands of my theater shows, thousands of them, of my different plays put together. So then the director understands. I've written also many plays. तो एक body of work एक आदमी देखता है कि नहीं यार इस आदमी ने इतना काम किया है. I'll give him this role and he will pull it through.
Right. And in terms of the inspirations of various politicians, can you share any of their names for us and for our audience?
I mean, I took small things from a lot of people. I can't name them.
Few names, just 2-3 names.
No, I don't want to name anybody, but
the Pakistani politicians at least, हाँ.
देखिए अगर नहीं पाकिस्तानी पॉलिटिशियन तो नबील गोपाल ये समझते हैं कि मैं उनको बहुत ज्यादा कॉपी कर रहा हूं, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है. बहुत सारे हैं उनके जो प्रधानमंत्री हैं उनको भी मैंने खूब पढ़ा. जो आजकल जो है जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर उनको भी मैंने खूब पढ़ा. हाँ, नवाज शरीफ को भी पढ़ा. शहबाज शरीफ सॉरी, उनको भी बहुत पढ़ा. और एक बड़ी लवली सेइंग दैट व्हेन इज अ पॉलिटिशियन लाइंग but it is a movie.
Correct.
So I had this kind of a mantra behind my back of my head कि ये एक नंबर का बदमाश है, एक नंबर का दोगला है, ये जो बोलता है वो करता नहीं है. और तो वो एक मैंने उस बात को बहुत
इंटरनलाइज किया था आपने.
अच्छे तरीके से मैंने उसको समझा. और वो see when you have some as an actor, when you have something at the back of your head, it starts translating onto screen slowly. So maybe that's how it happened.
Right. You know, noted director Ram Gopal Verma has, while reviewing the film, said that this picture will make it to the cult classics like Mughal-e-Azam, like Sholay, and even those will look like TV serials, he says. Do you agree?
100%. See, I really want to thank from your platform Ram Gopal Verma, because he is one person who has very vehemently, vociferously always, said very strong words about the film, in favor of the film, always from all the platforms. Because this is, and I can tell you something what I said when the film was releasing. I said one thing on the premiere of her first film, that this film is going to not only raise the bar, is going to break the bar, because people are going to see it bar lagatar.
Right.
And that's what has happened. I have not met anybody means anybody who has seen the film only once.
Right. But there are some people, while most of the reviews are in the line of what you're saying, there are some who have raised some issues. There's some commentary regarding the film because, politicians, some celebrities say, for instance, and I'm quoting Tariq Anwar here, he says that जो सामाजिक तनाव बढ़ाने का काम करती हैं, ऐसे फिल्मों को रोका जाना चाहिए. Those films that increase tensions in society. What would you say to such people who make these comments?
देखिए, हर आदमी को कमेंट करने का अधिकार है, और अभी तो जो अधिकार जो है वो 140 बिलियन टाइम्स बढ़ गया है, क्योंकि सबके हाथ में फोन है. तो आप जब मर्जी आए आप अपना पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू डाल सकते हैं उसके ऊपर, तो कोई रोक नहीं सकता. लेकिन मैं एक बात को बड़ा स्ट्रांगली बिलीव करता हूं, जो हमेशा मेरा ये मानना है कि हम वी हैव मेड अ फिल्म, सो सी इट लाइक अ फिल्म. See it as a thing of entertainment, which has held you, which has captivated you for almost 3.5-4 hours, which has taken which has massaged all your emotions very nicely. So why don't you see that part of the film? अभी अगर आप माइक्रोस्कोप लेकर ढूंढेंगे तो आपको तो गलती अपने आप में नजर आ जाएगी 1 सेकंड के अंदर कि यार आज मेरे कपड़े ठीक नहीं है.
जी, ये जहां तक भारत के समाज की बात है वो एक एस्पेक्ट है. मैं एक और नेगेटिव कमेंट के बारे में आपसे डिस्कस करना चाहूंगा, बिकॉज द पॉइंट, दिस इज आल्सो पॉइंट दैट हैज बीन मेड. दिस इज व्हाट ईरा भास्कर हैज सेड. शी हैज सेड दिस इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ अ फिल्म मेड बाय अ फिल्ममेकर हु इज आइडियोलॉजिकली कन्विंस्ड बाय हिंदुत्व एंड द आइडियोलॉजी ऑफ हिंदुत्व. इट्स एक्सट्रीमली वायलेंट. द वायलेंस इज itself the service of a belief and structure of ideology. Muslims are violent people. Pakistan's a violent nation. You don't see normal Muslim here. Everyone's a terrorist or a gangster. Is this a valid criticism in your view?
I don't agree with her. और ये कौन है मैडम? I don't know.
This is Ira Bhaskar, the mother of Swara Bhaskar.
अच्छा, नहीं, मुझे नहीं मालूम, मैंने कभी सुना नहीं इनके बारे में, लेकिन उससे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, क्योंकि फिर वही बात तो वही आ गई ना कि आप सिनेमा को सिनेमा की तरह क्यों नहीं देख रहे हैं। ऐसी बहुत सारी फिल्में हैं, आप टेरेंटिनो की फिल्में ले लो, सी द वायलेंस इन दोज फिल्म्स, तो उसको तो बड़ा अप्रिशिएट करते हैं कि ये कमाल का सिनेमा है ये, बिकॉज वी हैव मेड इट, सो यू कैन। और एक बात और मैं जो मुझे बहुत करेक्ट, मैं आज बड़ी बोल्डली कहना चाहता हूं कि सच्चाई हमेशा कड़वी होती है। Lot of things which were hidden under the carpet till now have been brought forward in this film, in the first part at least that you've seen now. बहुत सारी ऐसी बातें, छोटी छोटी बातें कि ये अटैक कैसे हुआ था और वो अटैक कैसे हुआ था, और it was behind the scenes, उस अटैक के पीछे क्या हो रहा था उस समय, दोनों कंट्रीज में क्या उसमें हालात थे। तो वो एक जब सच्चाई सामने आती है तो कड़वी लगती है, बिकॉज आपको एक्सपोज कर रहे हैं वो।
Gee, yeah, when the first part came out, Mr. Bedi, that was after Operation Sindoor, where there was already so much of nationalistic fervor, patriotic fervor, whatever one chooses to call it. Now, at the time when the second part is releasing, this is at a time when the world is at war, when US and Israel are, attacking Iran. You think that there is something about war, violence, etc., thematically speaking, and a larger message that's coming out, given the circumstances that the world finds itself in from the film?
See, I will say कि जो एक्चुअल जो वॉर होती है उसका हम ब्लड शेड अगर दिखाएंगे सिनेमा के ऊपर तो आदमी एक सेकंड में नहीं देख पाएगा। लेकिन देखिए क्राफ्ट क्या है। क्राफ्ट ये है कि आपने ब्लड शेड दिखाया, लेकिन अगर आप सिर्फ ब्लड शेड ही दिखाएंगे तो आप डॉक्यूमेंट्री देख लीजिए ना, फिर आप सिनेमा देखने क्यों जाएंगे
जी।
लेकिन उसको किसी कहानी में पिरोकर पेश करना भी तो एक कमाल की क्राफ्ट है। एक स्क्रीन प्ले लिखना कोई आसान काम थोड़ी होता है। हम तो फिल्म देखते हैं, 2 घंटे की, 3 घंटे की, 4 घंटे की फिल्म हमने देखी और वो निकल गई, लेकिन अगर हम उसमें बैठे रहे, अगर हमने 4 घंटे वहां 3 घंटे 3.5 घंटे की पहली फिल्म थी, अगर वहां पर लोग बैठे रहे और स्क्रीन को देखते रहे तो इट्स अ सल्यूट टू द स्क्रीन प्ले एंड द डायरेक्शन ऑफ द मैन, बिकॉज ही हैज हेल्ड यू। Why can't you appreciate that aspect of cinema?
Yeah, I think that is very well appreciated. Even Hrithik Roshan, stars like that, who said they may have problems with the story, but as far as the film craft is concerned, they are certainly 100% blown away by that. But I must ask you, my last question, Mr. Bedi, before I let you go. While the first part did great, there were, of course, many, many amazing moments, but Akshay Khanna's Flipperachi sequence took the cake. Any kind of indication about what we can expect as the biggest takeaway from Dhurandhar-2, according to you?
I think it's just a few hours away now, so why spoil somebody's taste and mood, expectations? I don't want to comment on anything because it's very near now. There's no point saying something. As it is, there's some video has been issued by the production of Dhurandar, like Geo Studio, that please people who see it, they don't reveal tell other people about the content of the film or the end of the film, because it'll be a spoiler for a lot of people who have spent money. See, क्या होता है कि बात जब धीरे धीरे अनफोल्ड होती है और आपकी आंखों के सामने एक सस्पेंस खुलता है, उसका मजा ही कुछ और होता है। आप उसी के पैसे दे रहे हैं तो उसका मजा मत खराब कीजिए लोगों का ना।
Absolutely नहीं, मजा तो बिल्कुल नहीं खराब करना चाहूंगा। I don't want the ending to be relieved or the plot to be revealed in any way. But let me ask you about your role. What can we expect from your character this time? Is it a performance on a higher plane than part 1?
Much higher plane, that's all I'll say.
Okay. Thank you so much, Rakesh Bedi, for being so candid and speaking to us here at Times Now. And all the best for the film.
Thank you, Ji.